you're new to my channel, I'm just a girl who likes reading romance, fantasy romance, paranormal romance, any kind of genre of romance in general. And I also happen to have cerebral palsy, and it would mean the world to me if you would subscribe to my channel. Happy Tuesday! This week is an extra video because Beccie from X Reads asked me to do a collaboration with her and a bunch of other booktubers about books that made us cry. I'll link Beccie's channel and all the other booktubers channels in the description, so please check their videos out. I did this video once before with a bunch of other recommendations last year, so if you want more recs from me, please go check out my previous video about emotionally damaging books. I'll also link that video down below in the description. A Pessimist's Guide to Heartbreak by Jennifer Hartman. It's about Lucy, who goes back to her childhood hometown, and when Lucy was younger, she was neighbors with the boy next door and the girl next door. The boy next door, his name is Cal, so she was best friends with Cal and Cal's younger sister. And something tragic happens to Cal's sister. And so Cal's family moved away. But before Cal's family moved away, Cal and Lucy had a thing. They were gonna start something together, but then the tragedy happened and Lucy never saw Cal again. So that's why she's back in her childhood hometown, because she wants to reconnect with Cal. She also buys Cal's childhood home, the one where everything happened with the sister. She buys the home and she gets a job at Cal's car mechanic shop, and at first Cal does not want to hire her. His workers really like her, so it's a workplace romance. It's a second chance romance, and the ending of this book, I was wrecked. I cried my eyes out. It's a grumpy sunshine romance. I love Lucy a lot. Read The Heartstrong Duet by Jennifer Hartman. Please do. I didn't like the second book as much as I did the first, but I still really love this duet. The next book on my list is The Right Move by Liezl Ford. It's sports romance. It's about Indy. Her boyfriend cheated on her, so she needs a place to live. And her best friend, Stevie, from the previous book, Mile High, said, "You can live with my brother." So Stevie actually goes to Ryan first and tells Ryan that since she doesn't live with him anymore. Can Indy live with you in your apartment? At first, Ryan says no, but then Stevie said, Ryan, I'm disappointed in you, and Ryan gives in. He lets Indy into his apartment. Now, Ryan has a problem. It's a basketball romance. I'm correcting myself. The right move is a basketball romance. So, the general manager, even though Ryan is the captain of the basketball team, he doesn't believe Ryan is fit to be captain because he's not approachable. All he does is basketball. He doesn't care to socialize with his teammates. So Ryan tells the manager that he has a girlfriend. And Indy has a situation herself. She needs a date to her friend's wedding because her ex-boyfriend is going to be in that wedding. So Ryan suggests they fake date each other to help each other out. And I tell you, this book made me cry. The things Ryan does for Indy. Oh my goodness, he is so swoony. All the little things he does for her. He learns how to take care of flowers for her because she loves flowers. He learns sign language because her dad is deaf. This book is one of my favorite books of the year. Please go check it out. Ryan Shea is amazing. Indy is amazing. And I love their relationship together. So please go check it out. It's a series. And it's the Boys of Toman series. It's a 4-book series. The first book is called Binding 13. And Binding 13, we have Shannon, who comes from a broken home. Her father is physically and verbally abusive. She suffers from bullying at school. So please check your trigger warnings. Even though this takes place in a high school in Ireland, this series is dark. So please check your trigger warnings. So, because of her bullying she suffers at school, her mother transfers her to another school, and one day Shannon gets hit with a rugby ball, and the person who accidentally hits her with the rugby ball is Johnny. Johnny accidentally hits Shannon with the rugby ball, and there is like a 2-year age gap with Shannon. I believe Shannon is 15 at the start of this book, and Johnny is 2 years older. Nothing happens between Johnny and Shannon until she turns 16. Like nothing happens. Johnny just wants to be there for Shannon, like friends, but Shannon pushes Johnny away because of her family situation. But Johnny will not be pushed away, especially when he finds out what's going on with Shannon and it's their romance. First book in that duet is called Keeping 13. The last book in their duet is Binding 13. Next in the Boys of Tillman series, we have Joey and Ethan's story, Binding, and it's called Saving 6 and Redeeming 6. And it's basically about the events of Binding 13 and Keeping 13. Through Joey's perspective, but also told from Joey's perspective. So, in Binding 13 and Keeping 13, you see Joey go through like major stuff, but you never get the full picture of what Joey is going through until you read Saving 6 and Redeeming 6. Like, you see Joey from childhood and his relationship with his older brother, and you see when the point where like his older brother leaves and how that affected Joey. And you see Joey struggle with drug addiction, basically, like, because he wants to numb everything that's going on inside his household. And his cry for help, and it's beautiful. It's very emotional. Trigger warnings for drug abuse. I just love the Boys of Tillman series so much. Please read this series. There is an audiobook for Binding 13 and Keeping 13. The audiobooks are very long though. Next, I finally read the Grip trilogy by Kennedy Ryan, but I'm gonna talk about the last book still. If you don't know, I'll put the picture up here, the last book in the Grip trilogy. If you haven't read the Grip trilogy and you don't know what it is, it's a brother of Grip and Bristol. Grip and Bristol have this kind of relationship. It starts when Bristol visits her brother from New York. She goes to California to visit her brother because she's from New York, and Grip is there to pick her up from the airport. And Grip tries to stay away from Bristol because she is his best friend's younger sister. And so he tries to stay away from her. But he just can't do it. There's something about Bristol that he's attracted to. So he pursues her, but something happens in Flow that makes them just be friends. And then we have Grip, where it follows the story of Flo. Bristol is Grip's manager, and Grip has just been waiting until Bristol is ready to accept that he's sorry for what he did in Flo, that he wants a relationship with her. And they do have a relationship, but I didn't cry until still. When Grip says his vows to Bristol, the things they go through in their marriage, the losses they face, the obstacles in their relationship, because it's an interracial relationship, the obstacles they go through in their marriage, and Grip's vows to Bristol and still just made me cry. I only read this trilogy, and I'm so glad I did. Now I understand why people get tattoos of Grip's wedding vows to Bristol. Is Real by Kennedy Ryan. And I finally read Real. I listened to the audiobook. If you are going to read Real, I highly suggest the audiobook. And this is about Canon, who's making a movie about Beccie Blue. Beccie Blue is like a famous opera singer that represents a lot to the African American community in this book. So Canon is trying to find the lead girl to play Beccie, and his friend suggests going to see this play because the girl Neva is very good. She's a very good singer. She's a great actress. So Canon goes to see this play, and immediately he knows that Neva is the one to play the lead of Beccie Blue. And so he hires her to be the lead actress. Of course, a relationship between the director and the actress is very forbidden. I mean, Canon has had a relationship with one of his actresses before, and it didn't turn out so good. And Neva has her own past trauma to deal with. Her high school boyfriend cheated on her with her older sister, and they have a baby together. She hasn't seen her family or heard from her family in years. So Neva and Canon try to stay away from each other, but they have this connection to each other that they just can't deny. So they try to keep their relationship a secret. Also has lupus, and through the production of this book, Neva had a very bad flare-up, and she decides to push Canon away for his own good, because she knows what Canon has been through with his mom, because his mom had multiple sclerosis. She doesn't want him to go through that again, but Canon will not be pushed away. He sticks with Neva throughout her journey, throughout her diagnosis, and it was beautiful to see. And that speech that Canon gave to Neva, that he will not be pushed away, that made me cry. And the way that Neva and her sister fixed their relationship also made me cry. If you haven't read Real yet by Kennedy Ryan, please do. The audiobook is amazing. I do not suggest reading 2 Kennedy Ryan books back to back because your eyes will just be so red and puffy from crying. That's what happened to me. Those are all the recommendations I have for you today. Those are all the books that made me cry. I'll link the other Booktubers channels down below in the description. Please go check their video out. Thank you so much, Beccie, for asking me to collab with you on this video. If you're watching this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. I would appreciate it very much. It would mean the world to me. And I'll see you Wednesday. Bye.